So I've just arrived at the Airbnb camping, glamping little place. It's what's it called? Something Earth Farms. I'll probably Sweet Earth Farms, I believe it is. It's kind of like a fairy tale. It looks like a nice little winding dirt path down to a little cut in the trees, and it was like 15 minutes or so from the ferry to get here on San Juan Island. And I did open that tent door, so they didn't leave it like that. And there's a little kitchen place here, looks like with a propane camping stove, little sink, and a little outdoor kitchen kind of thing, table and chairs, and a little spot here. She says that I am the first guest of the season. Kind of figured somebody would take it on the Memorial Day weekend. Was that the holiday? I think that was the holiday that just recently happened. Anyways, nice little place. The drive-in was really amazing. Drove by a lot of really nice things. And of course the ferry ride was amazing. And there's she said I can explore around here. There's some walking paths and stuff to check out, but just showing the initial arrival for now. So I'm testing out the camera, testing out video recording mode. The camera is in auto. There is an 18 to 50 millimeter lens on. Let's see, I'll talk a little bit about what's going on. I guess there's a pot with some soup heating up. I made this a day or two ago, and it's pretty good. It's got lots of ground beef and some butter and spices and salt, and there were some kidney beans, tomatoes, assorted frozen vegetables. ChatGPT helped me with the ingredients I had, basically used everything that was perishable. And it seemed to work out pretty good. And this is the campsite I've been staying at. I've been in the tent for a lot, just trying to get the camera system functional, trying to figure out what the lenses I have are, what filters to put on them, and try to get my head wrapped around the settings a bit. It's pretty intense. There's a lot of settings to deal with. It's pretty overwhelming, so I'll be probably shooting auto a lot until I figure more of it out. let's take a little look at the property, and I want to do a test for zooming with this lens and also the audio. It might be terrible because I'm behind the camera, and I probably could connect my DJI mic to this, but I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm going to see how this does. There's a kind of a nice little cut through here. Nice little view of the property and what's behind. It's kind of a little magical place. A little bit of, almost looks like a fairy tale. I took a walk around the property yesterday. It's pretty nice. And there's let's see. Let's try the zoom. See what we do. Let's see. I might have hit the focus. Hopefully it doesn't do anything. But let's try zooming. See what that's like. So one of the things ChatGPT was telling me is one of my other lenses might be better for handheld video because it has an auto zoom feature which can zoom more smoothly. I'll just try this and see what it's like. I guess this is kind of, I don't know, there's not like a good subject here. Let's see, here's a kind of an interesting angle. So anyways, it's a nice little place with some fruit trees and garden space, and there's some animal pens around. Let's see if we can get a view. I don't know if we can see any animals, but there's some sheep over in a pen a little ways away. I kind of need to go back and tend the soup, but go for a break in the bushes and see if we get anything here. Here we go. So, nice little place. See how this video turns out. And go get back on my other game plan. I'm trying to get I'm going to eat lunch and probably try to go find somewhere else to play with the camera. That's what I'm thinking right now. So I don't know. I wonder how this. I'm just hand holding this, and I'm not like being super careful about motion, so it might be a little odd or bad. We'll see. I can zoom out a little bit more. And back to the campsite. I guess I should probably figure out how to see what I'm filming and walk at the same time. Let's see. And there's the camera bag out ready for. I was trying to figure out how this how the tripod goes on the back. There's little bungee cords and little hooks and stuff, but nothing looks exactly right. So I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Probably not. And then there's a little bit of solar. We're getting some solar juice back in those. I've been balancing use on. I've been letting my phone go down lower in charge so it's easier for the battery bank to charge it, and seeing if if that's enough to sustain a charge or to keep everything working. And I guess I do need to go tend the soup. So that's all for now. So this is me talking behind the camera while riding a ferry with my engine running because I had a situation I'll talk about on the other camera because I'm not sure if the audio is going to come out for this camera. So I just wanted to test it, see how it does. This is the lens I had mounted on the camera. It's the 18 to 50 Sigma lens. Not a whole lot to see right now. I'm staying in the car because I want to keep it running because I had an incident of it not starting. But anyways, I guess this doesn't really show the qualities of this camera here. Let's see if this beam gets out of the way. There's a mountain there. It's hard to see it. It'll come out on the camera. Anyways, we'll see if this footage makes it into the video. And I'll probably switch over to the one I know that works. I am on a ferry ride from Friday Harbor on San Juan Island to Anacortes, Washington State. I'm coming back from my home time destination this time. I stayed at the what was it called? The something Earth Farm. Fair Earth, Rare Earth, no. What was it called? It was Sweet Earth Farm. The Sweet Earth Farm on the island of the San Juan Island. And I thought I would just talk a little bit about this home time experience. It was pretty good. It wasn't great. I don't know. I relaxed a lot. I didn't leave the campsite much. One of the things I think I figured out is I'm much more able. It's easier for me to get things done earlier in my stay. I did do a cook, and I got my camera gear organized somewhat pretty good in a situation where I can actually pull it out and use it, the new camera. And I actually took it and used it. But I only really used it once. And there was I don't know, I could have done a lot more, but maybe that's just not what I need on a break. I went out again and looked for something to see or do, and I just really didn't want to. I don't know. I feel like I get to sit and see a lot. I mean, it's not the same kind of world-class, amazing scenery all the time, but maybe that's not what I really need on a break. I'm not sure. My tentative thought for next break, I'm thinking right now that I might just aim for. There's a truck stop south of Seattle, the TA, to the southeast. That would be. That's still in the mountains, and I might just stay right there. I might do the whole time right from my just stay in the truck. It would save me the money from the Airbnb, and then I would potentially get the car anyways, and um, I could go hiking if I wanted to, or I could just stay there. So I might consider doing that. But anyways, I did the cook, and that was really good. I got a lot of food out of that. Didn't let that food go to waste. I'm pretty sure I'm done with trying to cook the food on the truck. I might keep it on the truck just to see. I don't think every time I would stop and like I had an opportunity to do it, I either didn't want to make the cab hot by making a big pot of hot food in it, or I didn't want to go outside, and like I could find a way probably to rig it up on the like cook on the trailer somehow. I don't know. I think that's might be a pipe dream, and I might just do better leaving getting the equipment off and trying to go to a real food restaurant once in a while, or get DoorDash or something. Maybe that would be a better use of time and effort. But having the camera usable is good. I could have done more to use it more, but I guess the big thing I spent a lot of time on, which I guess one of the frustrations, or one of my negative feedback for myself, is that I spent time doing a lot of things that I could do on when I'm relaxing on the truck anyways. So it didn't require traveling over here to San Juan Island and staying in a tent to do it. But it was okay. So, and maybe it's just lessons learned. Maybe I'm just trying to acclimate to how my life is, and I'm not perfect, and maybe I just need to go with it. I can feel a little like maybe I'm not motivated enough, or maybe I'm not doing enough. But maybe I just need to rest, and maybe that's okay. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, so I don't know if I continued mentioning it. I was on the way to mentioning that I listened a bunch to Dave Ramsey show. I think it's his Entree Leadership channel that I was listening to the most. Let's see, can we see the ferry? It doesn't show up very well on the back of the camera, but it's right there, so it should be there. Or I can't see it very well on the camera, but it's a nice, cool view. Somebody just came to check on me, make sure that I can start the vehicle when I get to the other side. Oh, that's the story I didn't tell. Okay, so I'm halfway through saying I was listening to the Dave Ramsey stuff. Let's try to finish that and then go on to the story. The Dave Ramsey stuff is I don't think I'd listened much to him before. I heard a few things here and there, but I binged basically this one the small business channel of his, and then watched a handful of other things. There's some things that I don't know. It's hard to disagree with somebody that is successful, but there are a couple of things that might need to be updated from his perspective. But there's a lot of good there, a lot of good Part of it's just the motivation and the. I think one of the biggest things was just hearing caller after caller after caller of people that were running businesses of all different kinds. A few years in, fairly successful, doing okay. Had a problem, they were calling in a lot. Usually, they're calling in because they have some problem, but they're moving in the right direction and doing pretty good. And that's, I mean, anywhere in the nation, anywhere from California to Maryland and Montana, like have all kinds of service stores, construction stores. It can be anything, and or businesses and all kinds of things, and made me really kind of inspired to see what I can do. I would like to have a small business, and I think his perspective on how to grow, I agree with a lot more than like the corporate kind of paradigm. The big corporate, the big I don't know, trading market kind of deal. I'd rather build something solid that's on a good foundation and get it running well and in a way that, I don't know, seems more sustainable and gets through the hard times, unexpected or mistakes, or I mean, there is a value in that perspective, and I think that's more aligned with what I would want to do. So that's something interesting to think about, and I'm not sure how it will play out, and how far away I am from being able to do anything about it. Whether or not I continue, like, if I use trucking, if trucking becomes the first business I do, or if I use as I clear my debt, which should happen pretty soon. It should happen this year. Then I could start contemplating ways I could start a business from the truck. That's not trucking, but I'm not sure. I'll have to think about. I have plenty of time to think. That's one of the benefits of this job. So I might think up a way that makes sense to start a business that's not a full trucking business. But then I have like a half dozen ideas of businesses I'd like. So, and that's one of my problems is I do tend to do too much or want to do too much. So I will have to narrow it down, and just do one thing. I might end up at some point with more than one business. Could be a handful, but I definitely do need to start with just the one and figure out what it is. It might be a trucking business. Might be the first one. We'll see. Anyways, lots of options. Lots that's out there. But it's really inspiring and something I want to get involved with. Trying to do. Okay, so that's a lot of my time was spent that way. And again, that's stuff I can listen to more. There's more stuff I can listen to on the truck, and yeah. So it's not terrible way to spend time, but it's not a great. I don't know if it's the best way to spend my home time on something I could be doing while I'm on the truck. But anyways, let's talk about the story. The story of this morning. I got a inverter to partially because the inverter that I have on the truck is a kind of a weak one. It's like 120 volt, I think, or what is it? 120 watt. I think watt is the correct measurement. But anyways, it's 120. And it's enough for everything it's enough for my purposes. Basically, I got it because the outlets quit working in the truck, and the plugs stopped working, but the cigarette lighters were still producing power. So I drew power out of those, and I wanted to be able to charge up my laptop. So I've been able to do that, but then I think this thing has been overheating. I had it I don't know. It's been overheating and slowly dying, and I think the fan is. It sounds like the fan is dying. So it's somewhat stable, but not completely stable. And so I wanted to get something a little bit more powerful, just so it would have more basically clearance on, like, I don't know, it's a similar thing to like buying a power supply for a PC, that if you buy a heavier one than you need, then it doesn't need to spin up the fan like full blast all the time to run your load. It can be quieter and just it handles it better. So I got a 500 watt, and it looks like a higher quality and probably cheaper than what was in truck stops, because I ordered it on Amazon. Hopefully it's decent quality. And let's see. This is a much better talking position than my truck cab normally is. This is really nice. It's a really nice ride. It's so beautiful up here. But anyways, so I had the inverter, and I brought it because I had ordered it. I picked it up at my brother's when I started my home time, and I had it, so I took it with me to the island, and I had used it to recharge my laptop in the car, and killed the battery in the car, and had to get jumped from somebody on the farm, and managed to keep it. I didn't really charge it that much. I thought it was doing a good job of managing the power and the battery, and then on the way to the ferry this morning, I plugged it in and had it charging while the car was running, and then I had it charging just for a few minutes. It literally couldn't have been more than like 20 or 30 minutes after I shut off the engine, and then I turned it off because I was worried about it. But then it turned out when I went to start the car, it wouldn't start from the front. So I was in the front of the line into the ferry. That was where I was parked. I was pointed downhill onto the ferry, and discovering that I couldn't start the car. I didn't know what to do. I basically had to get help to jump the car, and I was clogged up the ferry line for a little bit. So that was a little stressful, but they did have a jump kit available, which was super nice. So it wasn't too bad. And then I got on the ferry, and now we're headed to shore in Anacortes. My plan is to do a little bit of maintenance on the car. I think I might need to replace the battery, get the oil changed, and wiper blades. And then, so it's in a good condition to leave for my brother in Seattle, and then get on the car tonight. Or, sorry, the truck. Get on the truck tonight, get my brother to drop me off there, and I'll be getting back to work tomorrow. We'll see. The plan is get up tomorrow and see where they send me. So that's where we are.